throws deep middle. It is caught. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Stafford put that on a rope. Now he sets, throws deep down the right side. David Go at the 20. Shakes him in the 10. Touchdown. That is big-time stuff right there. Matthew Brooks throws end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. What a nice dime by Matthew Stafford. Stafford's going to throw it deep down the field. He's there. Oh, baby, a little bit of magic. That is outstanding. Stafford wants to throw, does. End zone. Caught. Oh, baby. What a play by that quarterback. Matthews got the football. Floats it into the end zone. Touchdown, Kenny Golladay. How about that?
Name a prettier ball in the NFL? I don't think you can. This next guy is one of the best quarterbacks of his era. Through 150 career games, no one in NFL history has more than his 41,025 passing yards. Since 2009, when he entered the league, no other QB has more than his 28 fourth-quarter comebacks. I personally know this, a guy that can throw a party as well as he can throw a fade ball. Hey. It is my honor to give it up to one of the best in the business, Matthew Stafford. Yeah. What's up, baby?
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys having me. Y'all doing all right?
Of course, before we get to football, we're good. We're good. Before we get to football, I have to ask, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How's the family? How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good. I feel good. Family's doing good. Everybody's back at home, just hanging out. I'm missing seeing them during training camp, but everybody's good, happy, healthy. So I'm lucky in that aspect.
Now, speaking of happy and healthy,
last year you got the injury.
Last year you were lighting it up. You were lighting it up through 8 games, and then you were banged up. How does it feel to get back on the field after that back injury last season?
It feels great. I hated missing time. It was something that I had to let heal. I didn't really want to be honest with you. I wanted to get out there and play because we were playing at a high level, but needed to do it, and I feel great now. It's a lot of fun to get the pads back on, to go out there and play and throw it to all the talented dudes I got around me. So I'm just having a blast being back out there and looking forward to, the season.
Matthew, what'd you learn last year after you guys had that start to the season? You go out with the injury. What'd you learn kind of watching from afar for the first time in several seasons, getting to watch this team grow and mature without you on the field?
I learned a lot. I think I learned probably the most about just how much I love the game. It had been 8 or so years since I had missed one, and tore me up when I couldn't be out there. I remember thinking I was going to play that week in Chicago, and then, right before the game, kind of got the news I wasn't going to be able to, and it beat me up pretty good. So I learned I got a great support system at home, helped get me through that. But and the same with teammates and coaches, and everybody here was awesome to me. And I tried to lend a hand as much as I could, but really just learned how much I love being out there with the guys and competing.
Matthew, speaking of that great support system at home, you had a harrowing start to camp this year where you registered a false positive for COVID-19. Walk us through what that experience was like for you and your family, and maybe what lesson could be learned from it.
Yeah, it was tough, but I don't want it to be confused with people that are walking around out there that are, positive, battling, health. But it was tough. It was tough on myself and probably more so on my family. I think my wife, was having to deal with, people outside of football that were, just coming up to her, and it just makes life difficult. I think the NFL is trying. We got a lot of tests rolling through, and they're trying to do the right thing, and it seems like they've made some adjustments since that happened. So, hopefully they can keep, making the process as smooth and as well done as possible, and we can go from there.
Let's talk some football, Matthew. We love having you on the show. I want to talk about your new running back. I know you're excited. Lions fans are excited. I'm excited about DeAndre Swift, and I loved hearing earlier this week that he said that you sort of took him in and he became part of your family during this offseason. What has stood out to you about DeAndre Swift? I see a smile on your face already, and what do Lions fans have to expect?
I'm excited about him. I think he's a guy that just wants to come in here and work and get better. He's a sponge right now, just trying to learn as much as he possibly can. Obviously, when you hand him the football, you can see the talent. It's there. You put him out wide and let him run some routes. You see the talent. It's there. But I think more than anything, this whole, class of rookies that we brought in, the guys are good guys, and that's what you need. They've been put in a tough spot this offseason, not having the spring. They're kind of just thrown into the fire. So during the offseason, I tried to get a few of them together and bring them to the house and just try to teach them and get them ready for the season. And so far, they've done a nice job.
Now, Matthew, when it comes to this show, we can't go a day without talking about the Cowboys. And because of that, our former teammate, Kellen Moore, comes up quite a bit. He's going into his second year, a very critical year as the offensive coordinator. Now, we both played with him. You guys spent a ton of time while he was backing you up in the quarterback room. So for Cowboys fans that are watching, tell them a little bit about Kellen Moore, his IQ, and what they're going to get with him going into his second season as the OC.
Oh, Kellen's the best, man. I think he was one of the smartest guys I was around, through my time. And I know he puts the work in. He's one of the most even-keeled dudes I've ever been around. Some great things could be happening around him, some terrible things. You'd never know the difference. The guy's just even keel, and he's got his ideas and his plans. But at the same time, he's flexible. He's not afraid to dial up a trick play. When I was here and he was here backing me up, that was some of his special projects, was trying to find some sweet trick plays for us to run. So, he's always looking, always searching. He watches the game, thinking about how he can call that play or a different version of it on Sunday, not just with the popcorn in hand, watching it like a fan.
Matthew, I assure you we're not going to ask more than one Cowboys question. We're going to stick to the Lions, and I'm going to look at the jersey behind you. There is a Nate Burleson jersey behind you. Now, we work with Nate now 4 years. You played with him several seasons. We know Nate as the TV personality. Can you give us one good story? And I don't want to hear about a fade route or an excellent, pump-up speed. A good story involving our friend Nate Burleson that you can have from his playing days.
A little early, you guys kind of put me on the spot. The thing that comes to mind for me was just obviously being a teammate of Nate's and watching him play on Sundays was celebrations. The guy had the best celebrations going. He and Tony Scheffler were always battling it out to see who could have the better celebration. There was one I think he got a little bit of trouble for in Philly. Might have been shooting a bird down or something, yeah. But got dinged for some cash on that, and they asked him about it, and he was like, "I'm gonna have something ready next week, so I'm not worried about it." Nate was awesome teammate. I had so much fun playing with him. I know you don't want to hear it, Peter, but he had great pump-up speeches. He used to get the skill guys together before the games and work on his pump-up speeches. He was great.
He was great. He is great. Most of the stories about Nate are either about running fades or getting faded, or somewhere in between. That's how Nate gets down. Matt, let's get serious though, and I mean this. There is an official announcement coming later this morning detailing a contribution of $1.5 million to your alma mater, the University of Georgia. A large chunk of which is going to fund a new social justice program and needs-based scholarships. It's incredibly generous. It's amazing. What led you and your wife, Kelly, towards putting the money here? What was the motivation for this?
I think quite a few things. Obviously, we both went to the school and attended it, know how it kind of shaped our lives. And two, done quite a bit of work in the Detroit area and hadn't really, hit some other areas that were big parts of our lives. And being able to give back to Georgia, and help college kids that, it's some of your most formative years, when you're learning about who you are and who you want to be. And, we're lucky to partner with the Athletic Association, the football team that's creating an incredible program there. We're happy to be a part of that. But like you said, the donation is very widespread. It's going to help, all different kinds of people and athletes, non-athletes, doesn't matter. We're just trying to make as big an impact as we possibly can in a time where we feel like it's extremely relevant to do so.
And this is one of many things that you do off the field. Knowing you as a friend and as a former teammate, you've always been giving back. And Matt, let me just say this while I have you on. It's been an honor to watch you. You've grown from this young man with an absolute rocket to a leader. And one thing I appreciate about you, you are as tough as it gets. You have always been a pro's pro. And by that, it is not a cliche. You have taken the criticism, you have shifted praise when it's thrown your way, and you have never complained. We hope that you have a healthy season because you were selected as a dark horse MVP candidate by one Peter Schrager on this show. We are looking forward to you kicking some ass and Lion Blood forever, man.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on, Nate. Good to see you, man.